हे दोन मगाशीच ऍडमिट केले.
Good morning. So I actually mute all of you. So today we will see first part. Before this, we will go actually for the syllabus. Syllabus we will not go. We will go pattern for GATE examination and IAS. If we will go for these two, then automatically MPSC, which will be conducted by government of Maharashtra, that you can do easily. So we will not focus on MPSC because that will be covered very easily. So our aim is GATE and then we have IES. Because if you will see syllabus of GATE, MPSC, or if you will go for syllabus of IES, then we have same syllabus. Whatever we have subjects in first year to final year, we have same subjects in this examination. Now we can go, first we will go for GATE examination pattern, and we have cutoff of last 8 years, and then we will see weightages subject wise. Now you can see, so pattern we have 3 hours examination, then we have 65 questions, then we have 100 marks, and then we have multiple choice question or numerical answer type question. So we have empty space and there we have to write down the answer. The number of sections we have 3. One is general aptitude, 5 MCQs of 1 marks and 5 MCQs of 2 marks. So we have total 15 marks for general aptitude section. Then engineering mathematics, we have 1 MCQ 1 marks for engineering mathematics and special section. So we have same MCQ 1 mark, but we have negative marking, that is 1/3. MCQ 2 marks, we have 2/3. And then we have numerical answer type where we do not have any negative marking. For general aptitude, we do not have any negative marking. Now if we will go to the next, if we will see the cutoff, then we can see trend is around 30. Average if we will go, so by this you can qualify the examination that is given from 2014 to 2020. So that varies, but that variation is around 30. So you can see this is 32.9, that will be in recent 2019. Then we have GATE examination weightage. We have subject wise weightage. So we have SOM 7.75, structural analysis 3.5, design of steel structures 4.25, RCC 6.5. So if we will go over there, then we have around 12 marks, and then this will be 11. So around 23 to 24 marks we have for structural subjects. Then we have 6.75 FM and hydraulic machine, irrigation 7.75, geotechnical we have 15.25, general aptitude 15, highway and surveying 12, engineering mathematics 12.25, and then remaining we have over here. So 9, then remaining all. So our aim first, so we will go for these 23 marks, that is for 23 marks for structures, that is our first preference. Second preference, which is geotechnical. So now we have NPTEL courses, both, that is geotechnical, that is soil mechanics and foundation engineering. We are going to register for both these courses, which will cover our geotechnical. And then we have focus on this. So our focus, this means if we will go 23 marks, we have this 16 marks for geotechnical. So 26 plus 3, 16, so around 39 to 40. Then mathematics, we have around 13. So 40, we have both these 50, 53, and then you have to go for the general aptitude. So we can go around 68 marks preparation. Remaining also you can go, but preference we have for this. Those who are for BE, they have this subject, irrigation and hydrology engineering. You have highway also, surveying you can read it. So we can go for this all subjects, but prefers structures, geotechnical and mathematics. Now we have this subject wise distribution. So around, if we will go average for general aptitude 15, mathematics 14, structural engineering 23, then geotechnical 14. So we have a little bit variation, and likewise we have these variations. Now if we will switch over to IES exam pattern, last 4 years we have considered. Now the pattern you can see, we have stages. Stage 1 preliminary 500 marks. Stage 2 mains 600 marks. Stage 3 personalities test 200 marks. Total we have 300. Now for first stage, we have general studies and engineering aptitude. So we have these 2 hours, and for this we have 200 marks. Then engineering discipline paper 2, in the same we have 3 hours, 300 marks. Total we have 500. If we will go to IAS examination, then for this IAS examination, we have second stage, which will be engineering paper 1, 3 hours, 300 marks. Engineering paper 2, 3 hours, 300 marks. So total we have 600 marks. And then we have that your personal test, that is 200 marks. So total 1300. So now you can see cutoff. So stage 1, we have generally, if we will talk, we have 188. Then stage 2, if you will see, then we have 541. Yeah, not audible म्हणते. Not audible म्हणते. Not audible म्हणजे आता त्याला काय म्हणतात?
आपलं हे चालू आहे. कोणाला ऑडिबल नाहीये?
आवाज येतोय त्यांना हे कर. आवाज येतोय का? हॅलो.
येस सर. हो सर.
येतोय ना?
हो सर.
हा, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही आहे ना आवाजाला?
नाही नाही नाही.
नाही.
Then we have, so you can see cutoff we have out of 1300 702. So you can see 50% we have 650, and 702 we have hardly, you can say 55% marks. If we will see, we have engineering examination, we are going to score around 70-75%, and here we have to score only 55%. General I am saying. Now you can see cutoff 2018. So 2019 702, 2018 710, so then 691 2017. So if we will see these cutoffs, then we will come to know that we have this cutoff that is only around 55%. So our aim is IES And if I prepare for IES, GATE we can easily crack. So focus IES, and then your GATE examination and your MPSC examination you can through very easily. Then you can have 2016. At that time, that was 1200, 600, then 1000 and 200 here. So total we have that is 623. So you can see around 50 to 55%. And in this, if we will go through the question paper, so you have around 500 mark questions for structures. So till June end, our aim is we will be too good in structures. We are in position to solve any problems from structures, and B students should be in position steel structures, RCC and all. So we will be in that fashion. So this is all about your pattern, and then syllabus already I mailed you. If you will go through this syllabus, so for all syllabus is same. So we will go to first lecture, that is strength of material. Now keep in mind, so I am going to post this video on YouTube channel, then you can again see it very carefully. We have quiz. Daily we are going to solve one quiz. I am preparing for that also. So I will post it around 4 to 5 p.m. And then you have to go that quiz. Around 10 to 20 questions will be there. Whatever we have studied today, you study it well, you see again video, you write down your notes, then you need not require to attend any class. So try to involve, then only it is possible that you can crack GATE very easily. Now we can have this strength of material. First part we will go simple stresses and strengths. So now in this stress, now you see very carefully stress, when we will say, then we are going to write down it as force upon area. No. Stress we have resistance upon area or resistance per unit area. Now what is difference actually? So when we will go below, then you will come across the difference. Now what is difference? So resistance, that we are going to say resistance means the force which is in body, and force when we will say that is externally applied. So resistance is internally developed, and force is externally applied. So do not write definition as force upon area. You have to always write as resistance upon area, because this definition or this stress value changes material to material. Now you can see this. Now we have material unit. If we will see, then we have unit as Newton per meter square, and this Newton per meter square we are also known as Pascal. So Pascal, that is nothing but Newton per meter square. Now you can see this material. So we have three types of material. First is elastic, second is elastoplastic, and third is plastic material. Now elastic material means our body regain its original shape and size as soon as you are going to remove all the loads. So as soon as we remove the loads, we are going to regain original shape and size. In elastoplastic material, partly shape is regained and partly permanent deformation will be occurred. And third, plastic means you will get deformation as permanently. We are not going to regain any deformation. So we have these three materials. Now when I will connect resistance to these three, then if I will talk elastic material, then you can see below. So this Newton per meter square is also known as Pascal. This is important one, 1 Newton per meter square is 1 Pascal. Now you can see elastic bodies. A body regain its original shape and size after the applied external force is removed. Just we have seen. Now what will happen in that case? Resistance equal to applied force. So now for elastic bodies, I can write stress equal to force upon area, but that is only for elastic bodies, because in elastic bodies we have a resistance equal to applied force. So stress we have resistance upon area, or stress we have applied force upon area. What happens in elastoplastic? So you can see in elastoplastic materials, my body regains its original shape and size partially. So I told you already, partial deformation is permanent and partial deformation can be regained. So here my resistance is less than applied force, and therefore I cannot write as force upon area for elastoplastic bodies. And therefore for elastoplastic bodies we have to always write it as resistance upon area. Now here you can see, because some of the external force is utilized to deform body permanently, and therefore resistance is less than applied force. Now if I will go to plastic body, so plastic body, whatever force you have applied, total force is utilized for permanent deformation only. Here we are not any part of the force is not worked as resistance. So whatever force you have applied, total force is used for permanent deformation, and therefore in plastic bodies my stress is always zero. This is most important. In examination you may come across a plastic body is there, cross sectional area is 100 mm square and force is 100 Newton. Find the stress. Students are going to calculate it. No. Whenever we will say plastic body, there will not be any resistance, and resistance is zero. So my stress in plastic bodies are always zero. I need not require to calculate it. So you can see over here. So resistance is zero, and in all plastic materials stress is zero. Now strain. So strain, we know that is the ratio of change in dimension to the original dimension. We do not have any unit for it. It is denoted by epsilon. If you will see in stress, we have symbol as sigma, and in strain we have symbol as epsilon, but it do not have any unit if we will talk about strain. Now we have Hooke's law. Now I will go a little bit fast now. The remaining part we have already covered. Both batches, that is T and AC, I taught this strength of materials. So now for Hooke's law, within elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain, and we have constant of proportionality is modulus of elasticity, also known as Young's modulus, now denoted by E, and its unit is also Newton per meter square, because we epsilon we do not have any unit. So whatever unit we have sigma, same unit will be for E also. Now tensile stresses. So stress we have generally divide into two parts. First part we are going to say as normal stress, and second we have shear stress. Normal stress we are going to divide into two parts, tensile and compressive. So if you elongate, if your force elongate the material, then we are going to say tension, and if it pushes or shorten the material, then we are going to say it as compressive stress. Now you can see we have P by A, normal stress. But if we will say shear stress, then we have that will be P by A. Means your force for these normal stresses acts perpendicular to the cross section. This is most important. in case of normal stresses, force is perpendicular to the cross section, and in case of shear stresses, force is parallel to the cross section. So you may have question, in case of normal stresses, force is perpendicular, parallel, or both, or none of this. So we should be in position. So every sentence you should be listen, or you should read very carefully. Then only we are going to understand it, and we are in position to solve the MCQs in the examination. So our focus, we should go basic concept. Now strengths. We have again strengths, that is linear. In linear we have two, longitudinal and lateral. If it is in the direction of force, we are going to say as longitudinal, and if it is perpendicular to the direction of force, it is lateral. Longitudinal is not along the length. Longitudinal is in the direction of force, and lateral is perpendicular to the direction of force. Now second we have shear, and shear we have seen shear stress, and due to this we are going to get shear strength. Now longitudinal, in case of an axial force, linear strength produced along the length. So here I have mentioned in case of axial force, and that is linear strength along the length, and then remaining two dimensions we have lateral strength. So longitudinal strain is then change in length upon original length. Now go lateral strain. So lateral strain, we have strain produced along cross section called as lateral strain. Force is perpendicular to the cross section and it is along the length. So along the length, that is the linear strain, and across the force or across the length, we have lateral strain. Now lateral strain, we have change in cross section. It may be width, or it may be thickness, or you can say it as a depth. Now if we will go for shear strain, then we are well familiar with this. We are consider a block A, B, C, D, and we are going to apply shear stress tau, which is along the cross section, that is DC, and then D dash will be the deformation, and I have this phi, that is tan of phi. This will be my shear strain. So this is known as gamma. So tan of phi we have D dash upon AD. But as my value of phi is very small, so I can say tan phi equal to phi, which will be D dash upon AD. Now then Poisson's ratio. This term is also much important, and value having 0.5, about 0.5, 0 to 0.5. That is also important. You may come across the question. Now Poisson's ratio. It is defined as the ratio of lateral strain to linear. Now always keep in mind, linear strain is always greater and lateral strain is always less. So less quantity is in numerator and larger quantity is denominator. So my value of mu is always ranges between 0 to 1. It never exceeds 1. So mu, that is Poisson's ratio, is lateral strain upon linear strain. Again, strain we do not have any unit. So we do not have any ratio, any unit for this ratio, that is Poisson's ratio. And it values for materials 0.25 to 0.35. But this value may go up to 0.5. Now modulus of elasticity. This already we have seen. So when we will say stress is directly proportional to strain within elastic limit, then we have sigma equal to E into epsilon, where E is Young's modulus of elasticity. It should be noted that the unit of modulus of elasticity is same as that of stress. Now second, we are three modulus of these three modulus of moduli. One is Young's modulus, second is modulus of rigidity, which is also known as shear modulus, and third we have bulk modulus. So first we have seen, that is modulus of elastic, that is Young's modulus, and second now we will go for modulus of rigidity. So modulus of rigidity, we have this derivation, so we will go a little bit fast. So we have tau proportional to gamma, which is shear strain. Shear stress proportional to shear strain, and we have that constant of proportionality is modulus of rigidity, shear modulus. It should be noted that again, the unit of modulus of rigidity is same as shear stress. Now volumetric strain, so we have this, I will not read all this. So when we have elastic bodies and we have applied that equal direct stress that is on all faces, then we will come across this volumetric stress. Now you can see over here. So we have all these stresses which will compress it. Now what is shear strain? Sorry, volumetric strain. So we have change in volume upon original volume. So delta V by B. Then V we can calculate, which will be LBT. That is total volume, where LBT are length, width and thickness. Now total volume after deformation, that will be V plus delta V. Now we have deformation, that is L plus delta L, B plus delta B, T plus delta T. So now we have considered actually this compression, but when we will say L plus delta L, it should be tensile. And when we will multiply this, then we are going to get all these terms. Now these delta L, delta B, delta T, these are very small. And if we have product of these two, means if any term contains two terms, delta L, delta B, or delta L, delta T, delta B, delta T, it will be very small, and therefore we neglect it. And by neglecting it, we are going to get change in volume in this fashion. That is delta V, which will be delta L BD plus delta B LD plus delta D LB. So actually this will be T instead of D. So, and from this I will get change in volume, which will be delta V by V, and that will be here we have delta V, change in volume. We have divided both sides by LBT, and by dividing LBT, so here BD cancel delta L by L, here LD cancel delta B by B, and delta D by T. Actually that is the delta T by T. So volumetric strain is thus equal to the algebraic sum of all linear strains of three sides. So we have epsilon L, epsilon LT, epsilon LT, T transverse and L longitudinal. So we have this will be epsilon L minus mu epsilon minus mu epsilon L, because we know that is shear, sorry, Poisson's ratio we know that is equal to lateral strain upon linear strain. So this lateral strain, if I will convert into linear, so we have mu into L, and that is in always opposite direction. So if this is tensile, then this always go compression. If this is compression, so this is always in tension. And this will give me epsilon L in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. This formula, all formulas are important. So when you will go today for this quiz, so you should be in position to know all these formulas. Then we have bulk modulus. The bulk modulus, we have ratio of volumetric stress to volumetric strain, sigma V by epsilon V. And this sigma V is stress applied in all directions. So now we have relations between E, G, then we have EK, and then we have EGK. So I will just show you, I will not go through this one because we have 40 minutes for this. I am trying for Google Meet, but facing some problems. So 1 to 2 day, I will be well with that Google Meet, and then we will go for Google Meets. So now here you can have this one, so you can go through this. Here you can see we have this strain of BD, and strain of BD, so strain due to this tau, which will be tensile, and this is due to tau, this is also in BD tensile, because in AC it is compressive and opposite in BD, and therefore we are going to add this. So here you can see tau by E due to tau along BD, and mu into tau by E, this is due to this tau which is along CA. So as along CA it is compressive, so automatically it will develop tension in BD. So in BD we have tension due to this tau which is along BD, and tension due to this tau which is along AC also. Now we have, so we will got this relationship, that is E is equal to 2G in bracket 1 plus mu. So now all these formulas, you make one notebook separate or one diary, and write down all these formulas in your diary. So whenever we have to revise, it becomes easy for us. Now you can go relation between modulus of elasticity and bulk modulus. Now we have this, as we have seen, then delta L by L, we have seen, we have 1 by E sigma minus mu sigma minus mu sigma. So it gives me sigma by E 1 minus 2 mu. Now we have original volume, V is equal to L cube. You take derivative, and from this you will get volumetric strength 3 into delta L by L. Because here L square, so we have multiplied it by L and divided by L, and that will gives me 3 delta L by L. And from this, if we will solve this, I will get this value as E is equal to 3K in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. So E equal to 3K in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. First we have E is equal to 2G in bracket 1 plus mu. Here we have E equal to 3K in bracket 1 minus 2 mu. Now if we have to make relationship between EK and G where mu is not present, then you can see we have made this E is equal to, then from this we have calculated mu, and that mu is substituted in equation 2. And by this we are going to get third equation, which is E in bracket G plus 3K is equal to 9 kg. So in this way we have these three relationship, and then we have this stress strain curve. I will not read it. That is A, we have proportionality limit, B, we have yield point, upper yield point, C, we have lower yield point, D, we have ultimate, and E, we have breaking. So all these terms that was here, that you can read it afterwards also. Then we have allowable stress and factor of safety. That definition also mentioned over here. So this is all about our first part, which is first part of your unit 1 in strength of material. So this, I will now forward a quiz on our group, and you have to solve this quiz today only, and tomorrow we will discuss some of the questions on it. Now I will make all of you unmute, and then if you have any questions, then you can ask. So I made you unmute. Now anyone have any doubt?
Sir. No.
Now you can ask doubt. We have again WhatsApp
Sir.
group also. You can ask over there. You can ask personally also. But start your studies from today only if you want to crack it.
Sir. Gapre. Sir. हॅलो.
हा बोल ना.
हा सर, तुम्ही स्टार्टिंगला म्हटलं होता सब्जेक्ट्स वरती फोकस करायचा, तो कुठल्या म्हटला होता, एकदा परत सांगता का?